Boo! Jet ski? Probably not.
Gee, wake up.
Something don't feel right. I'm stuck in hang time. I know my gang is tight. I know your gang will lie. Yeah, I know I'm always late because I'm in my yay. Yeah, I know a bitch that cut my heart, but I'ma be okay.
Oh, you want me to say it? Alright. It's Easy B Entertainment. So YouTube, it's your boy Easy B, very nice. Just call me and welcome to Easy B Reviews. Or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know, I gotta give it a better name. But, you know what I'm saying? Pretty much the review video situation. So your boy, I don't know if y'all can hear the fan in the background. If you can, I do apologize. I hope I keep that out of the video. Anywho, like I was saying, today, as you can probably tell from the title, thumbnail, or any other suggested imagery in the video, we're reviewing Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, Five Nights at Freddy's is a game that came out in 2014 and is considered a survival horror game. Now, mind you, this is my first time reviewing a horror game or reviewing a game at all, so, you know what I'm saying, enjoy the ride as I try something new. But seeing as it's something new, I decided to try and do it based off certain criteria. So, because it's a horror game, I felt I had to think, what is a horror game? What makes a horror game a horror game? And what makes a good horror game a good horror game? So pretty much based off that, at the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys my opinions and everything on the game and what I liked, all that stuff. And then I'm going to sit there and I'm going to rate it out of 10 on a scale. And based off, I'm just going to do it based off gameplay, visuals, and also based off sound design. And those are the three things that I'm going to base the gameplay off of. And my last thing is going to be my opinions on the game itself. And now all together that's going to be, you know what I'm saying, out of 10. Now, seeing as those were 4 topics, that's pretty much like each one going to be like 1/4. You understand the math. I'm not going to explain math to you, although I felt the need to do so. But yeah, man, that's going to be pretty much what's going on. So without further ado, let me go ahead and send you guys to the review. In Five Nights at Freddy's, gameplay consists of checking cams and checking your doors. Now, at first this might seem boring when I say it like that, but actually the opposite is true. Allow me to explain. Five Nights at Freddy's, as the name suggests, takes place over the course of 5 nights, and each night, things get harder. For example, on night 1, you only had to contend with Bonnie, and even then it was only for you to get the gist of the controls. Night 2 is when things start moving a little bit. On night 2, they add Chica into the mix, and now you have to deal with 2 animatronics, and they're a little more aggressive than the first night, especially Bonnie. The fucking bitch. And on night 3, things get way more hectic. Bonnie is on your ass more than usual, and Chica stops taking her usual lunch break and actually decides to attack you. This was the night that both Foxy and Freddy made big moves as well. Night 4 was pretty much the same as night 3, but it was slightly more intense because I was way more wary of Freddy and Foxy. Plus, I was trying so hard to manage my power and keep Freddy at the stage. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I succeeded at both. Damn, it feels good to be a gangster type shit. Fuck you talking about. And now, finally, night 5. This was the culmination of all the skills I built up over the other 4 nights. Freddy was a struggle, Foxy almost left his cove, Bunny and Chica were just assholes, but I held them back until 6 a.m. Fuck it all. I don't even care anymore. Like, I'm going to lose, and that's what sucks. I really wish I could have lasted longer. It's like your first time and you just come in and you just nut on entry, bro. Like, imagine that shit, bro. Fuck off. I hate you. Fuck with Lil Shorty, you know she can't take you. Fuck with Lil Shorty, you know I'ma bake you. Matter of fact, boy, I might just go ahead and tape you. Tape you, get smacking. Y'all. Let's go. What? What? I did it and I was so happy. Got it. Fuck with your shorty, you know I'm the topic. Got in my house and you know that she's Now I will be 100% honest with you guys. I'm not a noob when it comes to Fnaf, but nonetheless I still struggled. Although the struggle was kind of non-existent when I figured out how to keep my power in check. And after I got a hang of the game, the shit was quite easy, in my opinion. As a matter of fact, I finished all 5 nights in less than an hour. 51 minutes to be exact, and I didn't even die once. Now, I am in no way, shape, or form trying to say Fnaf is super easy, but I am saying that once you have a firm grasp on how to manage power and keep Foxy and Freddy away, the game doesn't pose a lot of challenge. Now I know there was supposed to be 3 sections, gameplay, visuals, and sound design, but then I realized that both visuals and sound design fall in the same category, that being atmosphere. So I shall tackle them both in the atmosphere section. To start, let's talk about the pizzeria itself. If you didn't know, Five Nights at Freddy's takes place at a place called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, a rather Chuck E. Cheese-esque restaurant with animatronics to boot. These animatronics being Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, and Freddy. Now, even though the game takes place from 12 p.m. to 6 a.m., this place looks so creepy that I can't imagine kids being there during the night, let alone a day. The hallways look as if this place has been abandoned for years. The wallpaper is peeling, there are cobwebs everywhere, there are paper balls on the floor in the hallway leading up to your office, and the eerie child's drawings on the wall just make it all worse. All that aside, the halls are creepy for another reason. Matter of fact, make that 3, maybe even 4 big mechanical and aggressive reasons. The animatronics make these halls dangerous, regardless of whether we are stuck in security office or not. The hallways on either side of your character signify a possible danger. When you peer at the doorway to either hall, your eyes are met with pure darkness. Now, you can choose to illuminate said darkness to see what it may be hiding, but at the cost of power and only temporary health. At least, all these things in conjunction make you feel as if your office is the safest place in the pizzeria. You have to keep the animatronics out of the one room with light, out of your office, out of your safe space. Earlier I mentioned doorways. Usually where there's a doorway, there's a door. And there are doors. You can close them to make you feel even safer as you look at the cams. And this is the safest you will feel. Both doors closed and no way the animatronics can open them. You feel strong. But like all good things, this sense of strength doesn't last. It comes crashing down when the power in the building reaches 0, causing your doors to swing open and the light that once protected you from the dark, giving you strength, goes out and leaves you to fight the darkness alone. And that concludes my thoughts on the pizzeria. Now let's tackle the animatronics. First, let's talk Bonnie. This guy is the first one to leave the stage and is always on bullshit. He is often seen staring at the camera anywhere that he goes, and he attacks your office often. And when he attacks your office, he legit stands in front of the door. He's the least creepy of the bunch. Chica, is most time found making sounds in the kitchen or staring at the camera in the hallway on the right. But something strange I peeped is sometimes her and Bonnie will stare at the camera on either side of the hall and glitch and shake. It freaked me the fuck out. Foxy only gives you anxiety, and the further from the curtain he got, the more anxious I got. But on the off chance he gets off the stage without me noticing, it scared the living shit out of me to no end. And now Freddy. His scare factor comes from the fact that most of the time when I saw him, all I saw were his eyes looking at the camera. And this always caught me by surprise early on in the game. And when it comes to sounds, stuff like footsteps, giggling, and music comes to mind, but I don't have much to say on that, to be honest. And that really just wraps up the video for real. Now, of course, there are lots of things I want to say. After playing the game. Legitimately, I think this is like a day after I beat the game and I started writing the script and, recording audio. But I think Enias, during the recording, says it best. Let me go ahead and send you guys to him, and after that I will conclude the video. Matter of fact, let's record my final thoughts on the game. So final thoughts, really? I would like to say that I genuinely feel like this game is a great horror game. As a matter of fact, I enjoyed the terror. I know I played this game in such a short amount of time in order for the review, but like genuinely, in that short amount of time, so much terror and anxiety was filled through me. Like, I'm not saying that the animatronics themselves were terrifying, but I'm saying that the thought of them getting to my room, my safe space, terrified me. The fact that I was in my little box, my little office, and only had the right and the left to look at in the camera, it made me wary. There were only 2 entrances to my room and there were no exits. And the entrances were my exits, but they were not exits until 6 o'clock hit. So I was stuck until 6, and in between that time, they started to move. Now, as every night went on, it increased. Like night 1, Bonnie and Chica moved, but Bonnie was really like trying to be kind of aggressive towards the end of the night. And then in night 2, both Bonnie and Chica took stabs at me, tried to fucking get in my place. And even Foxy started to move a little bit. Then night 3, we get to night 3, and this is the first night where Freddy tries to fucking move and let his presence be known. It was terrifying. It was exhilarating too, but it was terrifying the most out of anything. whenever I get through a night, I just felt so exhilarated and happy. Like I was like, yes, I did that. You know what I'm saying? And of course, this game is actually pretty easy once you get a sound strategy to it. There's a couple people that actually hop into the game and just don't have a strategy at all, and they eventually learn their strategy. And I think I learned mine as well. I learned a strategy that enabled me to keep going. But whether I keep playing on doesn't really matter, because I think it's called Five Nights at Freddy's for a reason. Now, of course, there are 6 and 7 nights that I could do, but I don't think I want to do that. And only because the only reason I came back to this game was for a review. The reason I came back to this game was really to just look at the game and try and see what makes it a good horror game, what makes it a good game in general, what makes Five Nights at Freddy's Five Nights at Freddy's. Alright, so time to give you guys my rating. Pretty much, let me pause this game right here. So, I would like to say thank you guys so much for watching this video before I go ahead and rate the video game. And I would kind of like to explain itself. So first I'm going to talk about the gameplay. I'm going to do this out of 20, so like, I can, you'll see what I do later. So pretty much when it comes to gameplay, I give gameplay like, I want to say a 5 out of 10. I genuinely want to say a 5 out of 10. Because genuinely, it wasn't bad gameplay. But I feel like the gameplay was way too easy for me. I finished the game in 51 minutes. Now, prior to this, I did play the game like damn near half a year ago. So I did actually play the game half a year ago, and it was way more challenging before. But once, like I said in the video, once I made a sound strategy, it was not hard to beat the game. I beat it in under an hour. That's kind of ass, in my opinion. Now, genuinely, the gameplay wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. So it stays at a 5. Now let's go to Atmosphere. Atmosphere alone made the gameplay okay. You know what I'm saying? Atmosphere alone genuinely kept me in the zone. I felt scared. I genuinely was anxious all the time. And the game alone, the hallways, the animatronics, the sounds that I'd hear, the little giggling, sometimes the random like the gibberish I hear at the wall and the door, it caused me to shiver and quake. So I give that a 7 out of 10. Now 7 plus 5 equals 12, and 12 out of 20, because I had to add the two tens together, 12 out of 20, if I divided that by half, that's pretty much 6 out of 10. So that gives a 6 out of 10 score. Now, if motherfuckers ask, would I recommend Five Nights at Freddy's to people? I would recommend Five Nights at Freddy's to horror game enthusiasts. I genuinely would. But if you're after like challenging gameplay in horror games, I don't think Five Nights at Freddy's is for you. Genuinely, I feel like you could find another game to play and you'd enjoy it just as much, if not a little bit more, than you would Five Nights at Freddy's. And back to the video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and make sure you leave a like. Subscribe today if you're new, and when you subscribe, hit that bell icon to be alerted whenever I make a new video. And also make sure to check out my other content on this channel if there is any that interests you. And also just be on the lookout for any new videos which will come out rather soon. I do hope to keep pushing out these reviews as much as possible, and I would also like to keep doing this for a long time, and maybe, just maybe, build up a fan base based off these reviews. And with that, check it out.